Okay, just Bruce doing Bruce shit. Oh, who's in here? What's up, Bear? Welcome in, bro. I'm so fucking bored. I just figured I'd go live. Hold on. Yeah, I've been home like half a day. Got nothing to do. So, figured I'd literally, already been. Can't find a fucking thing to do. I already built 2 guns. Back of the home from already boarded. Yep, totally. Let's see, I picked up my 300 PRC Savage Precision Rifle this morning. Put a Arca rail and a scope on it. Decided they want to fuck with the trigger today. And got the right hand grip, what do you call it, the right pistol grip for my other rifle, my 16-inch AR in burnt bronze. I put that on and took some pictures. What should I do with those? Maybe I'll make some videos of them just for the fuck of it. White Rambo USMC, welcome in, my brother. Welcome in, my white brother. I super don't care about race. I'm just making a joke because it's in his screen name. And we're in my garage. You can see from the 50-year-old tape job on the drywall and the boat cushion stacked up behind me. Nothing going on. It's literally just bored as fuck. So I figured I'd invite y'all in to BS with me. Although I keep saying, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet. But I want to do it so we could just add people into the call, add people into the live stream, and then we'll have boxes with everybody. And we'll just talk. We'll all just have a like a gun bro rap session. I think that'd be fun. That way it wouldn't be just one person talking on the live and everybody else typing in, which I suppose is fine. But yeah, exactly, Bear. Like an old school party line. But we could all the gun bros will be in here talking and talking a bunch of shit. Ahmed Bachi, welcome in, my brother. Alhamdulillah. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, please. All right, Pop Out, Rock Out Bars is here. Welcome in, my brother. So for those who don't speak Arabic, Alhamdulillah means thank God, or praise, give thanks to God. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what language it is. That particular phrase, one of the most important in any languages, and in every language. So we're down for that. And I speak I know to say that, God willing, inshallah, thank you, and hello in Arabic. That's it. But we have a lot of people of different cultures here in the Seattle area, so I speak a little bit of so many fucking languages. Can I tell you my story? Please type it in by all means after you subscribe. Ahmed, wait, are we doing Ahmed or Ahmed? Ahmed, after you subscribe, then you are welcome to type in your story. Please, and hopefully it'll be a good one, because we could use it. It's story time. We could all use a good story right now. Bars, right on. So, yeah, I think we were all ready for a good story. The reason I came on to do the live today is because I'm super fucking bored. So, I already built 2 guns, got nothing else to do. Had breakfast, brunch. I speak English and bad English. SL and bad. what is your first language, Bear? Grr. Bear's first language is grr. Show us your grr face. I've already liked and subscribed. Well, Shukran Ahmed. Go on, please tell us your story. Bear. All right, that's legit, bro. Bear's first language is Texan. That's legit. So I was saying, and I'd like to, we've got to do the thing where you can just add people into the chat. And so we have like a screen with, 12 people in it, and we'll all just fucking talk a bunch of shit. It'll be fun. Somebody who knows how to do that, please do that and include me in it. We'll just talk about it. I looked way more tan when I was in Miami yesterday doing Miami videos through the last week. Now I just look fucking pink. I just look like some old pink dude. It's pathetic, disgusting. Amar Pro Analytics. Hello from Serbia. Welcome in, Amar. Welcome in. Please subscribe to the channel. Pull up a chair. Join us. We're just here to talk a bunch of shit, mostly talking about guns, by the way. This is a GunTube channel. You can't tell from the surroundings. We're just in my garage talking about guns. Or maybe talking about guns. I don't know. The lighting, dude. Oh, yeah, maybe so. I mean, I could turn on the lighting, but it would still be just me sitting in my garage. And I'd still look fucking pink. I'd look pinker. It'd be fucking lame as shit, right? I served my country for 4 years. I joined the National Germandery, Gendarme at the age of 18. Then he fled to a country whose name I cannot reveal now. Okay. Right on. Keep going. We're waiting for more. Hold on. Do I have to scroll up? Shit, I'm slacking. Hey, sugar, honey, iced tea. Meow, meow, miscellaneous. Meow, Miss Meow, please subscribe to the channel and join us. Pull up a chair. Pull up a stool. Grab a little piece of carpet over here by my knee and we'll pet you. Because we like to pet all the kitties. 6 Buzz. Why do black women wear high heels? I'm just going to point out, before I even go any further, with that intro, you're like a second away from leaving. To stop them dragging their knuckles off the ground. So 6 Buzz. So I want you to know, first of all, I am very grateful for dragging my knuckles on the ground because it wears the hair off the back of my hands and it makes me look less gorilla-like. But you got to go, bro. You are super out of here. Super out of here. Did you want to apologize for your rudeness before you go? I didn't think so, but fuck off. Don't come back. Oh, I know you're not coming back because it's my button. But please come in with 6 more profiles and say stupid shit. And we'll just get rid of all of them. We'll just nix all of your stupid profiles today, bro. And then it'd be one less to deal with. And God knows how many more. Have you ever taken a poop while showering and stomped the poo down the shower drain? Crone mentality. Please subscribe to the channel, but work on like whatever it was that you thought made it okay to post shit like that. It's not. Just so you know, it's not okay. Bear, the new rifle, is it for your competition shooting? No, it's not. Oh, I don't. So the 300 PRC is basically. So a buddy of mine turned me on to his steel off in the forest, and he's got 1,000-yard steel and 2,000-yard steel, and a lot of different short action cartridges, like all the 6 millimeters, all the 6.5, like everything can hit 1,000 pretty good, supersonic. But 2,000 meters, 2,000 yards, a whole different ball game. You need a Magnum cartridge to get there, and you're gonna, and even they're probably gonna be transonic um, at 2,000. So no, it's just for me to be able to shoot steel at 2,000. Like I always thought, I want to be able to shoot 1,000 yards would be I'd be good there. That would be a, like a nice being able to hit pretty good at 1,000 would be a nice accomplishment. And and now we're kind of we. I'm not hitting at 1,000, but I went out there and shot the 1,000 yard steel, like with 20 minutes of light left and fog creeping up the valley. It was all beautiful. By the way, you can check out there's a short, like literally 20 minutes before dark to set everything up and shoot. So, um, and I still wanted to get off the fucking hillside before it got dark. So I did not hit. We saw a dirt. It was right after rain. You couldn't see much dirt splashes. We saw like one dirt splash just below the target, but I had the distance set wrong, and I lit and holding didn't really help, and blah blah blah. So I didn't. I got like 1,000 yard target. I think I hit like 998. So I'm shooting at 1,000, but next time I go, I should be on. But then the 2,000 has lured me in, and so now I want to be able to shoot 2,000 meters, um, and hit steel at 2,000 meters, and then so what's that? I can't really see, like I don't know if there'll be opportunities to shoot much beyond that, but we'll take those as they come, and I don't foresee what would the only like realistic step up from the 300 PRC would be 338 Lapua Magnum, and I could do that with a barrel change, right? I could just change out the barrel, like, I mean, but I'm not gonna get, I'm not gonna go any bigger than that, or I just get another long action, drop it in a chassis, put a custom barrel on it, and then I'd have a 338 and a 300 PRC. But I'm not there yet. One I got two chunks in front of me. One is the stone. What's going on, brother? The first chunk is 1,000. The second chunk is 2,000. Plus, I'm working on the reloading and getting better at the 600 yard competitions are available. There's two a month, so 600 bench rest. But I also want to get into PRS shooting, PRS competitions this coming spring, because that's kind of, I think, the high end of the sport, which is being able to run your gun, dial your scope, pick your distances, run your dope, run your gun in multiple positions at speed, multiple awkward positions. To me, that's sort of the high end of bolt action sports. So 300 PRC, Bear, 300 PRC is the caliber. So, Pilot Guy, are you on the Epstein list, sir? I'm going to be really honest with you. So your dad was overage. Your dad was legal at the time when I fucked him, but neither of us are on the list. So thank you for asking. Ahmed, if this so Ahmed, let me just share this with you. If the punchline of your story is you need people to send you money, it's going to be a really short-lived relationship. But go on, continue, please. Bear, what are you apologizing for? Hey, oh, shit, Bear. Hey, I'm gonna help me out first of all. Let's see. I'm adding you as a moderator. Please help me delete these fucking douchebags. Let's see. If you see somebody talking stupid shit, I mean, listen, if the post is, hey, if the post is blah, 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 and the obvious answer is for me to say, yeah, but I fucked your mother. Good. All right, Ahmed, just do it. Do it up. Keep going. Let's hear this. Let's hear it. We're not, just see what we can do. Let's hear the situation. Alessandro Anini Ciao, dude. Welcome in. Oh no, nothing to apologize for. It's a letter. Um, Welcome in, Alessandro. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel where Ahmed is entertaining us with a story. I don't want anything. I just want someone to talk to me. I have nothing left. Okay, let's do it. So far. Sorry, you have nothing left. I'm sure you have something left, but I don't know what it is yet. Hopefully, you have your dignity or your shame or whatever. Go on. Your need for attention. Come on. Just let's do it. We're all here. As bored as I am, I was in ready for a good story. So, but feel free at any time to 86 anyone you want, because for whatever reason, I don't question it. Be just like, oh, Bear said you got to go. All I've left is my dignity, and you're trying to kick me out. No, man. I'm just warning you that if there, like this, you get a lot of fucking bullshit in these lives. People, I'm not trying to kick you out just yet. Just let you know, it's got to be a good story. Gotta, it can't be no fucking lame story, bro. You're doing good so far, though. But come on, like Fraser says, I'm listening. Yeah, come on, break it out. Get down with it. J Dog Pimp Daddy C. But Ahmed is not a female name. Ahmed, depending on where you are, could be Ahmed, could be Ahmed. Personally, I like the sound of Ahmed better. It's a little softer, rather than Ahmed. But I met a Turkish dude, and he's spelled exactly that way. Recently, I met a Turkish dude, and his spelled exactly that way, and he was definitely Ahmed, but very very nice dude. Right? Come on, you got a whole bunch of people saying, "Spit it out, bro." We ain't gonna take. We ain't gonna try. I mean, if it's a good story, we won't mess with your dignity. Come on, we are rooting for you here, bro. Reloader, welcome in. J Dog Pimp Daddy C, welcome. Hey, J Dog, how is it that you are not? I'm gonna give you the power. The power. And I know that you don't kick anyone out on your channel, but feel free to, like we get a lot of people in here being fucking douchebags. So anyhow, Fraser's. Ahmed sounds like a female. Not yet, but be courteous, RC. Bear's warming up. I'm an Arab from Algeria. I have money, thank God. And I have many things, but I have no friends. Well, sometimes it's better to have no friends than the wrong friends. Do not compromise your integrity. If everyone around you is a douchebag, then then you don't need them as friends. Tell us more, right? Doing good, Ahmed. This is simply because I have no one to talk to in this country. Well, I don't either. I don't have anyone to talk to in that country either, but it's because I just don't know any Algerians. I mean, I know a lot of Somalis, because we got tons of Somalis in Seattle. I know a lot of Ethiopians. We got tons of Ethiopians and Eritreans in Seattle. All very nice people. I've met lots of wonderful Somalis. And tons. Oh my God, I love the Ethiopians. They're just the sweetest people. And who else? We got all kinds of African people here. Everyone I've met's been very nice. Some are a little crazy, but very nice. Unc, eat your meds and sleep. See? All right, what should we do with rice? We're gonna let you stick around for a minute. We'll keep you around for a minute. But I have nothing to do. I don't have anyone to talk to in the city. That's why I'm on here, right? I mean, I have nothing to do with them, but they want people to count me among them. I don't have anyone to talk to in the city. That's why I'm on here. Rice, thank you for helping Rice out the door. All right, well, we're talking, bro. Thanks for. Okay, what was the? How did we get just? I mean, you're just in a country where you just don't know who to talk to. Is the story important to that? I mean, we could have gotten to that. You're welcome. Feel free, chat it up. You've been in the army. You know about weapons, right? That's what we talk about. What was your primary service rifle while you were in the gendarmerie? It was just 9 mil. And gendarmerie is like the police training, right? So that's a 9 mil. Or did you get to play with AKs? Everybody here wants to. Not necessarily me. I'm not an AK guy, but everybody here loves hearing about your experience running AKs. Feel free to talk. Your gaze reminded me of my leader. Is that the good leader or the bad leader? Um, Either way, I'm cool with it, to be honest. Or your spiritual advisor, which I promise I'm not competing with. Please, Bruce. Oh, I'm all y'all's leader. Um, my weapon was an AK-47. See, Bosnian fish. Tobiram Makilat. Yeah. Anyone who can. Toby, welcome in, Toby. Please subscribe to the channel. So anyhow, yeah, I'm not, but I'm not your. Well, I mean, if you want me to be your leader, that would be pretty desperate. But I do fill all power vacuum. Bruce will fill all power vacuums without any effort. Just oozes into the. Why do I remind myself of Monsters Inc. and just oozing into filling all the cracks? So I think he's talking about a phishing scheme of some sort. But what are Bosnian? Can anyone? All right. So is it snow? So last night I got home from Miami and I didn't even put my jacket on, and I'm standing out there waiting for our grand transpo, waiting for the bus to take me to the parking lot to get my jacket. I didn't even put my jacket on. It's like 50 something degrees at 1 a.m. in Seattle, 11 p.m. in Seattle last night. It's like 50 something degrees and not much colder. So I'm sorry to say that it's just gray and not, and, well, and like mid low 50s today. But Sully, exactly. Oh, I just need more spots. And to be a cooler blue, purple. My wife would love that. Um, so, but how's it going for you guys? Is it snowing where you're at? Y'all having like shitty ass fucking weather? I hear it's snowing a lot in Texas. Barry, you still in Texas? J Dog off in J Dog land. J Dog, you got your Kings on. You staying warm? So yeah, general questions. Anybody been shooting this weekend? And and is anybody having not shitty weather? And I wanted to sign up for another 4 years of service. One of the sergeants told me I had to run away with something to smuggle him out or to frame you for something else. Oh yeah, you're in Minnesota. Yeah, well, I'm sure it's. Are you in Minnesota? And ice is gone. They left. Hopefully, they didn't come to Seattle. Um, but yeah, well, shit. January, February in Minnesota, probably going to be cold for a minute. Um, okay, so you were faced with a moral dilemma where you wanted to sign up, but in order to sign up, you either had to. Well, can you explain that a little better? Because it sounds like another one of life's shitty choices, where if you get caught doing something, you're gonna be in the gulag for. You had to smuggle him out. It doesn't sound like he wanted you to sign up. It sounds like he wanted you to leave, go hike up Brokeback Mountain, and steal away together. Oh shit. Texas ice gone weather, but still cold here. Okay, Bear. I'm gonna assume that you just mean that the ice, or ice. It's no longer icy out, or aren't you in Minnesota? So if you're in Minnesota and you say ice, that means most of us are going to think one thing, given current events, versus uh, it's just icy and cold in Minnesota, like an ice storm, which one would totally expect. He wanted to use me as a conduit to smuggle things you know about. Okay, well, that doesn't sound so great. Texas born and bred. Okay. You're from Texas, but do you live in Texas or you're in like Minnesota now? Minnesota. All right. Well, it does seem Ahmed does sound like, but so was that in order to re up, or that was just a little side to the story? And why did he want? Um, can you leave? So can you just get out and go somewhere else and join a different army where they don't make you smuggle shit? Um, so you're in Fort Worth. Okay. Well, still cold, but it sounds for some reason I thought you were in like Minnesota. Um, so it's still cold, but not Minnesota cold. And you're in Texas. It's no longer icy in Texas, like icy cold or ice falling from the sky. Yes, I got the Fort Worth part. All right. I feel like I've been shooting lately. Maybe I've been shooting. I might have visited um, some while I was in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. I visited a giant Bass Pro Shop in Dania, Florida, and it was epic. And told my wife to go shop and spend money. I said, "Honey, on vacation, go have a shopping spree." Go. My wife loves Bass Pro, as probably yours does as well. And told her go spend at least a couple $100, and she like so sale conscious that she couldn't even get that far. Um, When you run away before signing the papers, you are considered a terrorist who has leaked military secrets. Yeah, I think basically what you're saying is you're a deserter at that point. So it sounds like a shitty deal. Like you could get hanged for it. But I don't know what to tell you, man. Wait. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Bear, not law enforcement. Okay, we're just talking about ice in Texas, like frozen rain. I have not been shooting in a little while, but I'm planning soon. Just been taking care of some family stuff. I understand. When I was flying home last night, I was thinking about shooting. I was thinking about shooting um, my new gun, my new 300 PRC. Just zeroing it, just taking it to the range and zeroing it would be fine. Um, but now that I'm here, I just want to fucking be a blob of goo in my chair and smoke a cigar with the heater on. And I got some other stuff. I got to do some load development on the 6 Creedmoor competition rifle, and that competition is coming up at the end of next month, so I have time to do it. The third and fourth. So I shoot 600-yard comps on the third and the fourth Sundays of the month, and the third Sunday I've got a surgery the 2 days before that, so I don't in my head, so I don't feel like I want to be up on the gun. 2 days later, I think I'm just gonna let that go. But a week later, I could be shooting the 6 Creedmoor, and I would love to be doing that because I missed the competition last week because I was in Florida, which I don't regret at all, because I'd rather be warm and laying in the sun. It was like 80. Um, but after third place, I slipped to third. I shot the best group of my life the Sunday before at the 600-yard comp, but it was only good enough for third because somebody showed up and had a smoking fucking day, and it wasn't me. I had a great day, just somebody else smoked me. And so, dude, if I, oh my God, how stupid are you? Christopher Lewis, I'm looking forward to hearing what all you win tonight in the upcoming drawing. Knock on wood. I'm hoping that, I hope I'm not jinxing you by always joking about how everyone else can just go home when they're giving shit away. I love this comment. When I escaped, my country's roads were closed for 5 days. I felt like I was in a Grand Theft Auto game. It sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. So you did escape. Thank you for getting to that part. That sounds like it. Chris is gonna win. I give up. No, I mean, maybe there's a second place, and what are they giving away? I never got past the. This is the pregame. This is the pregame. This is so like, oh my God. I never even heard what he was giving away. I don't even know if he ever said what he's going to give away. He just said it's the pregame. And I just, like, after 19 times, like, okay, I'm out of here. Leave a comment. And, yeah. But what is he giving away? You got 3 wins this week, right? Of course you did. Of course you did. I think that we can improve upon that, though. What is up for the giveaway? What is he giving away? I think Pistol Pete was giving away some stickers. Did you win Pistol Pete's thing? T-shirts, keychain, tumbler. Huh? You know, I got like a squishy tumbler for Freedom Munitions, and I really like it. And I saw one at Bass Pro, but I didn't want to drag it back. But I'll get one from the Bass Pro locally. But I like those squishy silicone um, uh, glasses. What is one advice you would give to your young self? Let's see. How about this ain't for me. How about for you? First of all, how old are you? And we will give you age appropriate Abhishek Jaya Kumar. Tell us how old you are and if you are male or female, and we will give you appropriate life advice for your situation. Also, and the name of the country or the part of the world you live in. Name, chose your sex, either the one you're born with or whatever you choose, if that's a thing for you, and um, what country or part of the world you live in, and we'll give you somewhat age appropriate advice if we can. You're 19, good. Are you male or female? Thank you for listening to me. You are the best person I have spoken to so far. Well, I'm sorry for that. I mean, I consider myself a good person, and the reason because I always try to do the right thing most of the time, and I always try to be honest and don't assume too much, and just try to do good. You know, it's my personal code of ethics. But I hope there's more people than me doing that, and people who are better at it than I am. But you're welcome. Okay, so you're male and you're Indian, and I'm going to go with dot, not feather, on that, based on the Kumar. Um, and you live in India, right? All right. So my advice to pretty much, well, thank you, Bear. Um, so I don't know if this is a thing in India, but all right. So first of all, like I don't know if I can. If you live in India, I don't know if I can give you any kind of appropriate advice because I have no idea what it's like to be in India. But generally, I would say, let's see, use birth control. Use condoms. It's just so for no other reason, just so your dick doesn't fall off. But just don't start a family till you're 30. And that's my advice for young people is always, and especially for women, but also men. Personally, males are not men until they're about 28 years old. They're just young, old children. So don't start a family, don't have kids till you're 30. And it doesn't, that would be my advice to everyone below 30. Um, and, and other than that, I don't know how it is in India. So don't buy Russian oil. What Go with, here's some good advice. Let's see. My best advice is don't take any wooden nickels and be a good person, right? Just be a good person. Be a decent human being. Um, I was going to say something, but I forgot what it is. Um, must have been good. Um, are you from Somalia? All right. So, first of all, Mert, PD2. I don't know any white people who are from Somalia. So, that's a really good guess. You're really good. The first clue is chances are I'm not from Somalia because I'm white and speaking English. Now, I know plenty of Somalians who speak English, but it's not their first language. Nirvana for sure. Thank you, Eric. That's a great question. Now, I saw Nirvana on New Year's Eve in 1991, open for the Red Hot Chili Peppers at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. And even though they lowered Flea in from the ceiling with only a sock over his dick, and it was an epic and classic Chili Pepper show, Nirvana still smoked him. In 1991, it was right after um, Nevermind had just started climbing the charts, just started getting noticed. So it was really their window, and they played a great show. But the mosh pit was fucking lame, and that's a great question. Hello from Russia, Mr. Warcrime. Um, but there can be outliers. What do you mean? Um, hello from Russia. Okay. Chili peppers are okay. I'm a huge chili pepper fan. I always have been. Hello. I'm a prehistorical relative of fish. Sacabambespis. Okay, so do you identify as a prehistorical relative of fish? This is in Seattle. You could totally get away with that. Like people would take you seriously. And then, what would your pronouns be if you are a prehistorical relative of fish? And that also does, and you could be a prehistoric relative of fish, as are we all, because the phylogeny of humans is that we were all fish once. Um, so first of all, Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and we're going to get rid of you in a second. But I just want to point out that, and you should really get this, okay, like deep in your heart, because if you don't understand this, Jeffrey Epstein really enjoyed sex with young teenage girls. And I just want you to understand that there's no win and there's no victory in that. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Because if you're unless you're a teenager, in which case, hell, good, go for date people who are age appropriate. But as a man, as a grown man, there's nothing to me more attractive than a full grown, beautiful woman. That is the essence of life, my friend, is to be in love with and to celebrate your love with, and as a man, to celebrate your love with a true woman. Now, I mean, if you're gay or whatever, that's all great. But for me, there's nothing sexier than a beautiful, mature woman like my wife. That's pretty much the only one. So, by choice, oh, by choice, the only woman I want to be with is my wife for a lot of reasons, um, but mostly because she is incredibly special to me. So, while you will be leaving our channel for asking stupid fucking questions and being rude and mostly having your head buried so far up your ass that you have no neck. But I just wanted to say, because seldom do I have the opportunity to say, you know, that, as a mostly heterosexual man, having, making love to a beautiful, mature woman is like the greatest thing in the world. So, um, fuck you for your stupid fucking rude ass questions. I'm not talking to you. I look nothing to say. I don't know you. I'm not talking about my regrets. But as it is, most of the time I can't even fucking post these lives when they're done because no, bro. Saka bam. I'm not Googling nothing because I don't want to do any fucking work. I'm lazy. Is that a wig? Bro, I paid big money to get this fucking hair color just right. Wow, we have stupid people in here. All right, listen. First of all, y'all gotta subscribe to the channel. That's how you pay rent here. Um, and dude, I know, no, I attract these losers. When they say Nirvana or grunge changed music industry at that time, how exactly did that happen? Do you remember how it happened? Well, I didn't live in Seattle at the time, although my wife did, and she was a hairstylist and did hair for a lot of the bands, and she knew out and she was more of a rocker, so the crossover for her and the band she loved the most was Alice in Chains. But so Pearl Jam and Nirvana did not start grunge music. They were the most commercially viable and successful of the grunge bands. So I think the ground zero for grunge music was Mudhoney. Mudhoney was the first one, as I understand it. And if you've not heard Mudhoney, by all means, you should listen to them because they're fucking amazing. Um, and then I believe it was the LS7s was like an all girl grunge band, but I'm not sure about that one. But Mother Love Bone, Temple of the Dog, that whole axis, they were right there at ground zero. And what some of them became Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots. I don't fucking know, but I would, if I had to guess, I would say the reason um, it was Pearl Jam, which was who was from Eddie Vedder was from Pearl Jam, and Nirvana were the first big commercial grunge bands. But of course, to me, Soundgarden was the best of the bands, and still Soundgarden is still like the best. And unfortunately, Chris Cornell's passed, but tragically, but also incredible singer, beautiful voice, just incredible musician. All right, sorry. Um, What's the best thing you have done in your life? Oh man, these are great questions, but I'm just not going to answer them on the live because it's far too personal. It's not stuff I want to put out on the internet in this format, and it would take away from what I want to do on my live, which is just fuck off and hang out and relax and enjoy the afternoon. And I don't really want to be all that introspective. But yeah, but I mean, these are good questions. You got to hit me late at night for some of them. I would say the best thing I've done in my life. There's a few, but I'm going to go with marrying my wife, who I love dearly, and she's just an absolute inspiration to me. Probably having kids. Bear, listen, Bear, I just want to, you don't have to work too hard. I appreciate you modding, and I understand, but, and thank you is a very good thing to say, but also don't feel like I don't want to put upon you to do a lot of modding. Just just kick out some of these fucking bottom feeders every now and then would be plenty. So yeah, marriage, kids. Okay, I think one of the best things I did when I was a teenager in high school, I lived in Miami, Florida, and I thought Miami at the time was really I just wasn't feeling it. And then, well, thank you. I can't either, and I appreciate that I just don't want you to feel put upon to have to go after these folks, and I appreciate you doing it. So I moved from Miami to a small town in western Colorado, and that was one of the best things I ever did was moving to a small town, and went to college and um, got my college degree. Those were all really important. Those were all really important things to me at the time, but I think they really helped shape me as a person because I moved from a town with very few limits and no values to a town with nice small town values and a community that you had to build if you wanted to have community. And I think those things were really important to me at the time. I'm here just organizing my ammo and containers. Right on. How many calibers do you have, Mr. J Dog Pimp Daddy? See, because I always used to be like, well, I've got 12 gauge, 5.56, and 9mm, and those are my calibers. And I had 45, and I was just trying to keep it to a minimum. And now I've got like so many calibers. Let's see, an AR, I've got 223, 5.56. So I bought my wife a bolt action that's 223 and not 5.56. So it's 223, 5.56, 300 black, 6 arc, 6.5 Grendel, 22 arc, and that's just AR-15s. Then we've got in AR-10s, we've got 308, 6.5 Creed. Oh, dear God. In 6mm bolt actions, we've got 6 arc, 6 GT, 6 Creedmoor. Oh, fuck. 308's a short action caliber, but it's not 6mm. 6.5 Creedmoor and bolt action. Man, while I say, I just want to stick a fucking ice pick in my frontal lobe as I say this, as I count through. Just got 300 PRC. Only 44. Oh, I got 357 and 38. 9, 45, 5.56, 7.62 by 39. Okay, fair. 12 gauge. If I was smart, I would just have 5.56 and 45. But I don't know. Oh, and 10mm. Love my 10mm. And 9s, and I've got 115, 124, and 147 grain 9mm. And I got a few 165. I don't think they fit in any actions. They don't load. I just stick them in something and shoot them with a can just to get rid of them. So you want And of all those calibers I mentioned, I probably have a few others. I've got a bunch of 243, and I got rid of the 243. I took the 243 action and turned it into a 6 GT for the wife. Yeah, I was thinking about doing another 6 arc bolt action precision rifle. Maybe for PRS, but I'm gonna pump the brakes on that one. But I've got a few more um, actions that I could build. I got a Savage Axis action that could become a PRS gun, even though Savage Axis is not a popular action for PRS. You're very limited in the number of chassis that are available. And thinking maybe, thinking maybe. Um, who else? Anybody else got a good list they want to share? Do you like 1911s? I have never seen you do much with pistols. Well, I have a so um, that's a good question. I do like 1911s, and I have a Para Ordnance 18-9, which is a 9 millimeter 1911 double stack, and it's a fabulous fuck gun. Para Ordnance are like super high end, underrated 1911s. They were originally made in Canada and then switched to North Carolina, and they're great fucking guns. Um, and then Remington bought them and deep sixed the brand, um, which is unfortunate because Remington's a pile of shit these days. Um, and I have my first 1911 was a Rock Island 45, like a TAC Ultra maybe, or I don't know. It wasn't the GI. It was something a step above the GI that had good sights that are like Bomars, but they're not. Or the other thing that Novaks, um, but the good target sights, and it's a really nice gun, and it's in burnt bronze, which Cerakote. It's just a really nice gun. It shoots really well. I have a Springfield EMP, which is almost a 9 mm, which is almost it's basically a officer size 1911, but they use some proprietary parts, so it's not like a mil spec 1911, but very nice gun, fabulous trigger. And I put red dots on both the Power Ordnance um, and the EMP, although they sit up a little high because they've got dovetail mounts. But the EMP's got a fabulous fucking trigger, and I don't carry it, although I call it like my tuxedo gun. It's like my James Bond gun, which if I was gonna wear a tux, I would wear that one. And I have a tux. But which one fits best in the mouth? I'm gonna let you sort that out. Because whatever fits best in your mouth. And I have a Rock Island 22 TCM, which I thought was a fucking combo. I bought it in a Black Friday Fury. It was like $450. I bought it, and I thought it was going to be a 22 TCM 9 mm combo, but it doesn't transfer over, which is super disappointing. So it's just 22 TCM. And I shot it like one time, and it's a fucking blast to shoot. There's like no recoil, and shoots 2 foot fireballs out the front, and it's super fast and fun to shoot. But I've only shot it like once, and I think that's it. And I recently wanted to help someone out who was super frustrated with their Gold Cup national match. Um, uh, it's just another addiction. Um, or their Gold Cup Colt, and because they're having a hard time with it. But it seems that they've gotten to the other side of that and don't want to sell it anymore. But I've been looking at Colts since then. So a buddy of mine wanted to sell me his Colt, and it was like stainless with the blue grips, 45 caliber. And at the time, I couldn't do it because I was starting a business, and um, I just didn't have any spare money around. And it was a beautiful gun, and I didn't buy it. And then he passed away, and it was like one of my best friends. This was a couple of years ago, and so I've always wanted a beautiful Colt to be one of my safe queens. And then when my friend J Dog was, um, so it's a different one. Do you still have the old one? If you want to send me the old one, I will send it to my FFL. I don't need your info, bro. You could do it anonymously. Um, so did you you traded the old one and got a better one? I want to hear. I want to. So in if you could. Oh, I was going to tell you about the 1911, about the Springfield. Um, Colt's been gone. Okay, but you got a new Colt. You got a new Colt now, J Dog. So, but I've been looking. I was looking at Colts today. I was looking at him the other day. I was looking at him in an auction on Rock Island had an auction, and I almost put a bid on one, but I decided not to. And there's a couple of Colts down at my gun store. I was looking at them this morning, and oh, what'd you get? What's the new 1911? All right. So what I was going to say though, getting back to the other story, the tuxedo gun, the EMP, which is black and stainless, the Springfield EMP, and the trigger's so fucking nice. And I was like, God forbid if you ever have to shoot someone, you shouldn't. And that gun, that you should enjoy the trigger. Pulling the trigger on that gun is so fucking just feels so amazing. Like you shouldn't, if you shoot someone, you shouldn't enjoy doing it, right? I mean, at least not the first time, um, or in a home defense situation. Outside the rule of law, we can all be monsters maybe, but if you're defending your home and your family, you shouldn't enjoy like the trigger just slipping like that. So, but that gun shoots so fucking nice. Um, I know, but what is it? Oh, damn. Well, all right. For you, bro, I would go on. So everybody go to J Dog Pimp Daddy C's shorts and hit short video. It always sounds weird when you say go to my shorts. Um, and yeah, so well, it ain't top secret if you post a video of it. You just don't want to talk. You ain't willing to divulge. Well, obviously, I can't do that now. I could open up my computer, my laptop, do it, but I ain't because I'm doing my live right now. But I was thinking about it. So on the plane last night, for hours, I was scrolling through the current Rock Island auction, and they had one. wasn't a national. It wasn't a national match. It was or a Gold Cup. It was just like a Colt Government blued with the blued steel with the blue grips, and the current bid on it was like 600 and cheeseburgers. And I was like, man, should I put a bid on that? And all the other ones were bid way up. Everything was bid up to like 1,300. Like, but then there's like a 10% or 20% fee on top of that, so you're gonna end up paying more and blah blah blah. And I don't really need one or want one, but I was at the gun store today looking at the Colts they have. Um, and well, can you see if you look? I'm not a fucking genius, so if you can't see the print on the slide, I ain't gonna know. What? Please don't let it be a fucking tea sauce. That's all I can say. And if I was going to buy a offshore 1911, or a Gersan, right? Everyone's, oh my God. Um, I'd just get another Rock Island if I was going to get an import. But I've got the power ordinance, and mine is a North Carolina power ordinance, so it's American. And I've got the Springfield, which the steel guns, no, the 1911s from Springfield are American guns, but I don't diss the Rock Islands because they may be inexpensive, but they are made from the original Colt tooling. But uh, you know, I just like personally, I just can't get with buying Euro-made 1911s. It just seems. Thank you, J Dog. It was 420 out the door. Well, okay, so it's Rock Island or a Gear Song. No, I'm not. I won't do you that way. I'm not going to make you say who all it ain't. But um, But that's a great price, and that's about what I paid for my Rock Island, and they're good guns. And look, if you want to throw it in a snowbank, there's no fucking shame in that, right? You throw it in a snowbank, pick it up. Now, I did see what I've been blowing a lot of money on that fucking vacation and on guns, so I didn't really feel a need to buy the Colt that I saw today or yesterday. Is early. Oh, okay. All right. So I have heard really good things about the Taurus, and my buddy who wanted to sell me his Colt loved his Taurus. And from what I understand, the PT 1911 is the best gun Taurus makes or made, but generally Bruce has no love for Taurus. So I bought a Taurus G2C, and I thought it was the fucking biggest smoking pile of crap ever. But I've heard really good things about the PT 1911. Does it have the 8-ball sights that you line up the sights that they're eights? I heard those were cool. But oh, look, if you got one that it runs and you're happy with, good for you. And I won't tell anyone if it's a secret. But I'm hoping this does not mean that there's going to be a bunch of Tauruses on your channel. The Snowman side, exactly. I've heard good things about them. Um, that's pretty cool. But yeah, please don't let this be like the gateway drug to you having like G3s and G4s on your channel. Because, thank you. Thank you. Because, like, and it's a similar thing with and look, I have a Rossi um, lever gun that runs. I can say that about it. You hold it next to like a nice JM Marlin, and the difference in quality is like night and day. But I put a red dot on that lever gun, and it's fun to shoot on steel at the range. But oh, if it's got Mad Max vibes, then I feel you on that. Like I'm hoping because it's a little rough. Like it's got to be a little rough. Like you want it. Like to me, if you get if you're going to do something like that, you're going to get an off-brand gun or it's an older gun or whatever. It's a little rough and it's not trying to be something fancy. So like a little rough and beat up. That sounds cool. But yeah, no, that Rossi lever gun was also it. I thought it was nice, and like even you look at it, and the chrome is just not great. But man, you hold it next to a Marlin, an old Marlin, and it's like, oh my god, the difference in quality is night and day. And I was thinking about a Marlin, but I don't really want to get another 357 lever gun because they're very limited in what they can do. What you would use them for. They're just fun, right? Like what situation would you have to be in to use it, right? Instead of picking up a fucking AR. Um, but uh, like people have them all decked out, all tactical and shit. If you were in a state, if you were in a state that was all you could use, that would be fine. Or if you use it for a hunting rifle, for like a 30-30, I mean, fuck yeah, but nice. I'll look forward to seeing it, and congratulations on getting a gun you enjoy. But I was thinking about getting a Marlin or an old Glenfield Marlin, but I just can't. Like I don't know what fucking caliber that I would get a lever gun in that I'd be happy with. And I had a beautiful Browning 308 lever that was super fucking accurate, and I just sold it because somebody wanted it, and I just bought my wife a Henry Golden Boy, and she loves those fucking things. Um, I think 2006 was the same year as my Power Ordnance. Um, Sea Bear, thank you. Is your 336 and 3030? Um, the Dark Marlins are my favorite Marlin, but that's a Ruger Marlin, and which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Um, and they do look super cool, but I like I got a thing for blued steel and walnut, or stainless and walnut. I had a really nice fucking 308 Browning. I just sold it for about what I paid for it. Um, yeah, I know you have the OG just from because it's a 336, and I don't think they're making that now. But now it's all the Trapper 1895, and but I got so many fucking bolt action rifles. And I really like bolt action rifles. I never saw myself as a bolt action guy, and then somehow I got fucking addicted. I mean, if you're shooting deer, then you're not going to get more than one shot, so it doesn't fucking matter unless you're really far away, in which case you can run your bolt. But or you got a can on it, in which case you can run your bolt. But yeah, I got so many fucking bolt action rifles, and yeah, fuck yeah. Is his also his is a Marlin too? So I'm sure. So his is also a JM Marlin. I mean, they're great. I just don't, like you get one in 44 and carry as a bear gun in the Northwest, Montana or Alaska. But I think a pistol like a 44 or a 10 mil pistol makes a lot more sense. Or shit, I fucking an AR-10. Like it's very hard to argue with 25 rounds of 308. It's just like, because just one is going to really catch a bear's attention. Or a fucking 12 gauge. So anyhow, you got so many options that just at this stage with the arsenal that I currently hold, I just can't really see adding um, another um, another lever gun. Just got the Henry Golden Boy for my wife in 22. I got her blued one, or Parkerized one. It's her favorite gun. So I got it, but it got a really bad, deep, gouging scratch across the action in my safe, covered with a sock on it, and still got fucking. I think I had a leather um, sock on it, and it's still got a deep gouge on it, which is really sad. So I got her the so I got her the no, I don't support grabbing anything. I think that there could be tactical reasons for it, but there's no really good reason for it. Um, so anyhow, and that'd be a different question. Yeah, but just for me, I just don't think but around Christmas I was looking at old JM Marlins. They were you get them for like 600-700 bucks. I have that Ruger SFAR AR-10, and man, is a nice shooter and lightweight. So fuck yeah. So do you know is it a proprietary lower, or is it like a mil spec lower? I understand that it's a smaller profile upper, but thanks, J Doug. Um, trying to get a Scar 17. I've seen them on sale for about 1,300 bucks for the old model that they're phasing out now, but I think it was Grab a Gun had them for 13.99 cheeseburgers. Um, and I did see one at the local at Rainier Arms in like camo, and it was check shape. Now I'd really like to just get just a regular collapsing stock, but with that shape, that scar shape on it. But it doesn't exist as far as I know. Um, but yeah, fuck yeah, get the scar. Um, I just have a regular AR-10 kind of things, and I'm real happy with them. Um, what fucker wants three? 34.99 for I'm trying to trade. No, fuck that. That's 2K high. Just get a new. Oh no, wait. Is it 30? No, it's not 13. It's 34. 34, I think. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. It's not 13. It's like 34. Um, it's way too much fucking money. I know you love your. All right, so trying to get a Luger PO8 or, so I'm not into German um, World War II guns at all. I'm more in the 1911 camp on that. But I understand people love them and they're beautiful mechanical guns and all that shit. But there's like this one guy who's got this uh, uh, vintage channel where he always sells them. He always shows his new inventory and stuff, and he just feels a little like too emulative. It just feels like he just loves those Lugers just a little too much. Um, Abuse site, and please subscribe to the channel. Milspec lower Ruger learn to go normal instead of proprietary. Ruger learn to go normal. Okay, as long as you can pop anything you want on it, then I'm all for it. Just because, um, I like building shit, and you just like I wouldn't want to get anything super proprietary because then you can't really build. You can't be like, oh, I want to get a 6.5 Creed upper, or I want to get a whatever. And so you want something that I want something I can build with, and the shit that I want is kind of obscure in that so in the bolt action world, you've got 308s short actions, and that's also exists in ARs where the 308 is the short action and the 5.56 is the mini action. And I've explained why that, because it used to be that all there was long actions when the first machine gun was a 30-06 Browning BAR, 1918 BAR. It was just there was no distinction. It was all that action, and that became the long action. 308 became the short action, and 5.56 became the mini action. But in the short actions, you could get. I'd love to get. So 6 ARC and 6.5 Grendel are basically running the same case as the 7.62 by 39, neck down to 6 millimeters or 6.5 millimeters. But it literally is the same case. So those are more realistically not competitors, but like comparable to the AK round than I think the 300 Blackout is. And they're great fucking rounds. 6 ARC is a honest 1,200 yard laser beam in an AR. And you could hunt deer with it, but I'd like to get why do I even want this? Like it's some of those, all the great short, there's so many great short action um, calibers. And I'd love to get some of those for an AR, like a 6GT um, or a Nosler, 28. Like, I don't even fucking know. And then I have to ask, well, why do I even want that in an AR? I got plenty. Anyway, have I ever been to Europe? Yes, I've been to Europe. I have added some AR add-ons. Like, what kind of AR add-ons, Bear? Orange Smoke, welcome in. Welcome in. Did I miss any questions? So I know it's rude to most people to ask the same thing over and over again. But for the bros, for the gun bros, if I missed anything you want to, because I was blabbing, feel free to put it back in. That is a right of anyone who is in the who's among the well-known gun bros. Okay, so abuse site. Do I support grabbing Greenland? So I'm not a Trump fan to begin with. Okay, I just wanted to make it clear. But he is the president of the United States, and I support the president of the United States in being successful, and in all Americans being successful because of it. So and because I'm a fucking patriot, damn it. I believe in this country, and I believe in what's best for this country is best for the people, not one person. So you have to understand that. So the it nobody has said this to me, but what I gather and from the information I've gotten is we already have everything we fucking want in Greenland. We have unlimited bases. They've given us everything we've ever asked for. We've already had bases there. The concern about Greenland is, or one of the main concerns, the things that we have information about, is that Russia is making a big footprint in the Arctic, and as it de-ices it's becoming a much more tenable continent. But Russia is put forward bases in the Arctic, and we want to deter that. Well, we already can because we already have as much military presence as we want in Greenland. But I think maybe the reasoning behind it is that if we actually had Greenland as our own country, then Russia wouldn't make any moves on Greenland. However, it's owned by Denmark, I think, or Denmark, yeah, maybe, or something else that begins with a D, and and but it's not as strong as if it was an American colony. But if you attack a NATO country, you've got the full force of NATO behind it. So why do we even fucking need it? Because anyone who attacks a NATO country is begging for more shit than they can handle, and Russia is not a near peer adversary. So they'd be stepping way over their boots. And perhaps maybe strategically, Trump wants to own it because as we get closer to war with China, which is going to happen in spring of 27, because that's when they're going to try to take Taiwan, and we're not going to stand for that, and that's going to be a full-on war with China. There's a need to, which is why they took Venezuela, why they kicked Maduro out, because he was too friendly with China. And we're not letting anybody put bases in the corner of the opening to the Caribbean with, short range, medium range missiles, access to the whole Gulf Coast of the United States and all of American oil infrastructure. So I could see that there could be some small advantage to Greenland being an American colony. However, we already have everything we want there, and we don't have the expense of owning Greenland. So it's a stupid move. And we're not, and if we left everything as it was, we have everything we want, and we don't alienate our NATO partners. So it's not the best play. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not a fucking senior level military analyst. I don't know shit. Do I? Okay, sorry. So Barry got an ambi safety and different grip so far on that SFAR plus. It came with some Magpul furniture. Yeah, good. Well, you gotta have ambi safeties on everything because you flip the safety on with your thumb, but you flip it off with your front knuckle. So you gotta have the ambi safety. So my question for you is, was the ambi safety that you put on your AR-10 lower? Is it the same safety that you put on an AR-15? Are they interchangeable widthwise for the body of the lower, or is it bigger and specific to the AR-10? So I've been trying to figure that out because I have an AR-10 lower that doesn't have an ambi safety on it yet. I think maybe it does, or I think maybe it doesn't. Because in the precision rifle platform that I have it as an AR-10 precision rifle bolt action, but where having an ambi safety is not really all that important. But I think I want to switch it to one. I just was told it's not the same. Yes, AR. Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. Do I have an extra one? I don't know. I need two. I think I have one. No, I don't have any. Got to order a couple. Keep forgetting what shit I need and what I must be getting old. Can't fucking remember my shit anymore. That I just have too many fucking projects, and um, going at any one time, and I am not lighter, not remembering. It's getting away from me. But I have some more lowers. I just built a. Never mind. So orange, I do not have any precision rimfire. My wife's got a couple of 22 LRs, lever guns. I have a. The fuck is it? I have a Rossi R145 or something. It was like a totally cheap ass, like $145 22 semi-auto that I put in a Pro Mag stock. And before the ban, I put it in a Pro Mag. It's not. I don't even think rimfires are banned from that shit. But even before the ban, I put it in a folding stock Pro Mag tactical stock. And fucking haven't shot it in years. We used to like to go out, when my wife and I go out in the hills and play kick the can with 22s, just, but, and that was fun. But it's been a while since we've done that. One of our shooting areas got closed down, and we haven't really found that much of the outdoor stuff that's not, well, we have, but it's all so fucking filled with trash because people bring their fucking trash and dump it there. It's just not pleasant to shoot at, so we got to find more rurally shit. And it's got to be in the summertime and blah blah blah. But anyway, I have that, and I bought her a M&P 1522 last Valentine's Day in the blue and black tiger stripe, and that's a fucking super fun rifle. And man, it's so quiet with a can on it that it's been really fun to shoot. I've shot it more than she has. Right, I make lists. So yeah, I should post some pictures of my. So J Dog, are you in the Overton Windex's Discord? I put some pictures up in there today um, of the new precision rifle that I just got today, the 300 PRC, and the burnt bronze. I think I'm calling it burnt bronze, but okay, never mind then. But do you ever go in the fire pit? Do you ever? Yeah, when you play, but you. All right, never mind. I don't mean to out you or about anything, but I've seen you in the. Nope, never mind. Sorry, whatever. But I go in the his live sometimes, and lately I've started doing the. I don't play the poker, but I'll go on the voice call, which is accessible through the Discord. That way I don't have to try to type shit. But anyway, yeah, I just put up some pictures in his Discord today. Kaylin MK. Hi. Hey, Kaylin. Kellyanne, I think. Welcome in. Please subscribe, like and subscribe. Welcome in. What's on your? Talk to us. What's on your mind today? We're just let's. Oh shit. Nice. Got into the long range rimfire stuff pretty hard about 5 years ago. All right, Orange. I gotta ask you. So I'm not being facetious. What is long range on rimfire? I mean, are we talking about 22 LR and does it get out past 200 yards? I mean, what is long range in a 22 rim in a rimfire? So So these are shooting glasses, but I just start wearing them all the time. These are like, they're cheaters so I can read. Okay. 22 LR, 3 to 500 yards is what you've been doing. Holy fucking shit. That's amazing. I didn't know you could do 500 yards at 22. That's super impressive. So is that all 1022 stuff, or is it all custom stuff, or that's very cool. And I didn't want to know how much drop we're dealing with at 500. I guess you could be shooting 500 yards with a 22, and that's more impressive than shooting 1,000 yards with a 6.5 Creed. Um, Thank you for telling me that. It's super impressive. Also, M7 only shoots. Hold on. M7 only shoots on super windy days. What does that mean, J Dog? Um, 500 is tough. It's got to be perfect weather. Yeah, well, fucking wind is the biggest enemy of long distance shooting. Damn, don't piss off orange smoke. Whoa, right? Not even from far away. $300 with 22 LR is basically the same as 1200 with like a 308. But I assume you mean like a 6.5 Creed, because 1200 is a tall order with 308. You could do 1200 with 308, but 308 drops like a fucking stone after 600. But 6.5 Creed is pretty flat out at 1200 and then some. Um, he'll get you all with that 22 LR whisper. Man, you just put a can on 22 LR and it whispers. Um, 22 is super fun to shoot suppressed. Um, so yeah, but a 6.5 Creedmoor 6 arc is just great. I've got the 6 arc bolt action from Bear Creek, and I was the first gun I shot in bolt action AR. It was the first rifle I shot in um, long distance comps at 550 and 600. Um, and it's great, but I think I've gotten to the point where what was great then isn't great anymore. And so I was playing with that gun the other day, and even did a short on it, and thought, oh, maybe I'll bring it back because I'll like run it as my second gun when at the 600 yard comp just to play with it. And now I'm thinking like maybe not, but um, it wouldn't cost me a whole lot to make to get a precision rifle barrel in 22 in 6 arc. And I have a buddy who's going to run that in PRS this year. And since PRS, the object is to shoot a flat shooting cartridge with low recoil, that's going to have a whole lot less recoil than 6 Creedmoor or 6 GT. I'm shooting 6 GT at 3,000 feet per second right now, which is kind of a lot for 6 GT. Just same as basically comparable to 6 Creedmoor. Um, and I don't know, I'm thinking maybe just dial it back, get a 6 arc bolt, and run that for PRS. We use 6.5 a lot for long distance, and 300 PRC, 338 Lapua, 375 Shaytech. I just bought a 300 PRC and picked it up today and put an Arca rail and a 7x35 scope on it, on a 40 MOA rail. And that'll be for 2,000 yards. And I've never shot a long action cartridge yet, so we'll see. Oh, wait a second. I think 6.5 PRC is long action. I think. I have to Google that. I have 6.5 PRC. And and I love that fucking gun. And it's super accurate, and I hardly ever shoot it. I'll take it out, shoot three shots. The all rounds will be touching each other, and be like, okay, I'm done. I put it away. Um, I wanted to try for 1.5 mile to 2 mile this winter, but can't get weather to work out. And maybe like early spring before this wind kicks in. By the way, Orange, where are you? I know you've told me this before, but that's sort of where I'm at. Is I've got 1,000 yard. My buddy turned me on to 1,000 yard steel and his 2,000 yard steel, and got I was using a 6.5 a 6.5 Creed for that with out of a factory barrel, and I don't think it's shooting that great. So, but any of my precision rifles in six anything can reach 1,000. But I got the 300 PRC for 2,000. You guys are going too fast for me. Hold on. What's opinion on old Remington 700 30-06? I have my dad's, but never shot it. Okay, so we can talk about that in a second. We have to in the winter when the lakes are frozen to get them distances around here. Interesting. Oh, that makes perfect sense. And it's going to slow your bullet down a little bit too. So I've been thinking. So I don't know the answer to that, Bear. My suspicion about all the old rifles. I was looking at Remington Rangemasters and semi-auto 30-06 and shit like that, or semi-auto 308. I don't even fucking remember what it was, but and they have a Rangemaster down the street at the gun store. But my concern is that the 700, the Rem 700 action is probably great, and in pre 64 it's probably even better. Um, but um, but those barrels are quite possibly suspect, right? For the you got to take it out and shoot it and see what your accuracy is. Um, and if you quite and for a hunting rifle, it doesn't have to you only need like one 2 MOA, one to 2 MOA. I like everything under 1 MOA because if you're reaching out past 200-300 yards, that group's getting really fucking ugly at 2-3 MOA, even 1.5 MOA. But and if it's your dad's gun, but you should put and he's not going to shoot it anymore, then you should have it as like your birthright, as part of just a memory of your dad, and keep it and shoot it when you want to and have fun with it. But if, like um, but old Remington 700 actions are the shit for precision rifle shooting. But you don't want to take down a rifle that is meaningful to you. That's a family heirloom. You don't want to take that apart and use that action for a precision rifle build. You want to find you know some rifle that has seen better days. And you take that action and use that for a precision rifle build. Um, and so with your dad, but it might be a great rifle. Take it out and shoot it and see if you like it. You know, and if it's a well, there's bolt action is really fun. Um, and shit. So you can get I mean, if you have a little bit of money, if you have a little bit of comfort financially, where you can get guns and play with them, you can buy a brand new Savage. So I bought a Savage 6.5 Creedmoor, Savage Access 6.5 Creedmoor at Black Friday with the Savage rebate on it, and I think it was the gun itself was like 275 with the rebate, um, which is ridiculous. Um, and I was going to tear it apart, and he just used the action. Um, where Savage Access actions are not are very. It's not like 700 where every fucking stock is. There's only two or three different chassis that you can like two chassis that you can use. Um, but one of them's an outlier, and they're reasonably cheap and good. And I have a couple. I have one sitting there waiting for that action. But I just picked it up and was and I really like the balance and the weight. Thought I'll shoot this fucking thing. I'll hunt with it. I'll turn it into a hunting rifle. It was a whole other fucking story because I suck at hunting. I don't actually hunt. I walk in the woods with guns. Uh, uh, but um, but then I ended up deciding I'm going to use it as a. I am going to tear it apart. So I liked that one so much. I was like, fuck it. Well, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to get another one. And I think I paid 400 for the other one in 7 millimeter '08. And I figured that could be an interesting. Between the two, I'll shoot them both and decide which one I like better and use that as a hunting rifle. And then but I already have a Howa action and barreled action ready to go, where I just tear the barrel off it and use that um, as the action for my precision rifle build. And I have a bunch of those already, and I have a bunch of fucking MDT stocks, MDT Oryx stocks laying around. I just pop them in and out of those, and blah 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 blah. And I do a lot of the Howa stuff. But I have one with a 24-inch, either 22 or 24-inch, 6.5 Creedmoor barrel, already threaded. I was like, you know what? I'm going to use that for my hunting rifle, and I'll just tear those Savage Accesses down for the precision rifles, because so because I got a barrel. This is a long. It turns another long story, where I got an integrally suppressed outlier backdraft barrel for a very cheap price. And it was I ordered it for my wife and then canceled the order after like 6 months because they couldn't fucking fill it, and then they sent it to me anyway after I'd already canceled it and been refunded my money for it. They sent me the barrel. It was so fucking nice. And I called them up and said, hey, man, I got the barrel and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to, I could not call. And the reps like become a buddy of mine because I talked to him so much. And I called him up and said, hey, man, you guys sent me the barrel that I canceled and got refunded for. But it's already been cut. So if you want to give me a really good price, I'll send you some money and I'll keep it. Where I could just kept it and not made the call, but that doesn't feel right to me because I'm the kind of guy. Literally, I am the guy. So I'm a fat guy, right? So or less fat than I used to be, but I'm still a fat guy. Like when I go grocery shopping, I'll fucking stop at the donut aisle. I'll stop at the bakery. I'll take a donut and I'll munch it while I'm walking through the aisles. And if I forget to pay for the fucking donut, I'll go back the next day and pay for it because I don't want to go to hell over a 59-cent donut, or these days it's $1.50 donut or whatever the fuck they charge. But that's my point. I'm basically an honest guy, and I'm sure we all have a fucking number that we're not so honest at, but one donut is not that number. I'll go back and pay for it. So, and apparently a carbon fiber barrel is not the number either. So I called them up and said, hey, you want me to send this thing back to you, or if you give me a really good price, I'll keep it because it's already here. And they're like, and we haggled a little bit, and they gave me the fucking thing at like half price. So I sent them $250 for a carbon fiber integrally suppressed precision rifle barrel. And so, um, but it was cut for a Savage. But I'd already bought my wife a 6GT Schillen barrel, which is just freaking magical. And and so. Uh, oh, so she already got the barrel. She already got a precision rifle, and I've got the. So I needed another Savage Axis. That was a 243. That was I bought for her. I tore the barrel off that and put the 6GT barrel on it. Sorry, fucking these stories are becoming ridiculous. So blah blah. So the point being, you just get a 6.5 Creed Savage Axis for 350 bucks all day long, or a 110, which is really nice. The Axis is fine, right? But if you want to go 600 bucks, you get a 110. And or they make or a Ruger, they're a little more expensive, but you can get a Ruger American Hunter for $6. You can get so many fucking guns for $600, and then you have a bolt action, you can shoot it, and in literally any short action caliber, or if you want to get a long action caliber, then shoot it and decide if you like it or not. And then you have something to plink with, and you don't have to shoot your dad's 30-06 all the time. But I would definitely, you know, and you didn't say whether it was a meaningful situation coming from your dad, but I assume that eventually all things will be. And, you know, like that. That was a long version of, yeah, just go pick up a bolt action and fucking shoot it and see if you enjoy it. But I didn't expect to like bolt actions nearly this much. I literally never saw that one coming. But bolts are fucking awesome. All right, 20. Yeah, it's older than you. That's awesome. Well, fucking enjoy it, man. But also you get like a 6.5 Creed or a 308. I don't recommend 308 in bolt action just because there's so many better calibers. But you can, there's so many calibers that do everything a 308 does, but better, like a 7 millimeter '08 or a 6.5 Creed or a 6.5 PRC or blah, blah, blah. There's so many fucking calibers. And just go in and shoot the shit out of it. And then, like that 30, because you want to be good with it, right? And you're going to, if it's got a front sling stud, you can put a bipod on it and use a rear bag and see how accurate it is. But if it shoots out, you may want to. I assume I assume you hunt, right? So you may want to carry that hunting, or you may want it to be your safe queen that you only shoot on, occasions or whatever. But I think bolt actions for hunting make a fuck ton of sense. But I'm not opposed to hunting with, and I have a 6.5 Creedmoor. I have a 16-inch 6.5 Creedmoor. It's a little, I should just bought it. How is super lightweight? Fucking 7 pounds with the scope on it. And I should have got it in the 20-inch, but I was planning on running it suppressed, so I got it in the 16. But you lose it. I figure you lose some muzzle velocity with the 16, but you get back 150 foot per second with the can. But blah 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 blah. So I got the 24-inch now, or 22-inch. I just got a Hogue stock for it, but it was the wrong Hogue stock. But I already had the barreled action, so I got like $130 Hogue overmolded stock for it, but it came as a long action, not a short action. So I'm not going to send it back, get the short action. So I can walk in the woods with that, and who knows if we'll ever get a fucking shoot anything. All right, 22 long rifle. I'm finishing up right now. Went with MDT ACC chassis. Really want to get it out and try. Well, fuck yeah. So I have an MDT ACC chassis that my wife bought me for Christmas. She didn't know she was buying it for me for Christmas, but she couldn't think of anything. I said, honey, this will be your Christmas gift to me. I was buying it anyway. And now I can brag about how much you love me. But yeah, that's the nicest fucking chassis there is. Well, that's the top of the line MDT chassis. You get a Masterpiece, you can get a Manners, whatever, but that MDT ACC chassis is fucking sexy. I paid. I got mine as an open box from Midway. They just had it in a howl, and I fucking snapped it up. But yeah, it's fucking beautiful. And I put my top line 6GT competition rifle in it. It seems like overkill for a 22 LR. However, I understand you guys are just as crazy as the rest of us precision rifle guys, and you put it in. Which action are you running in the ACC? Oh, so I got that fucking MDT ACC chassis, the Gen 2, but it wasn't the Elite, right? So then at their Black Friday sale, and by the way, you gotta put a reminder to yourself to go on MDT's Black Friday sale. It's the only sale they have of the year. But I got their precision stock with the bar that comes back to the butt stock for the extra cool thing. And it's not the Premier or whatever fucking, it's like that only works with one buttstock option, and I don't have that one. So now I've got that stupid fucking bar, the grip with the bar that goes back to nothing because I have the wrong fucking chassis. I have the wrong buttstock. They're like, well, we'll give you 20. And I called them up, and I was like, hey, I'd really like to return this because the rifle wasn't here yet when I bought it. And they're like, well, it's Black Friday sale. We don't do any returns or exchanges, but we'll, as a bro deal, we'll give you 20% off on the $600 butts that it goes with. I'm like, wait, you want me to spend $600 so I can run the $78 precision hand grip? And I was like, no, that's okay. I'll just put it on fucking eBay. Um, but yes, I'm sure you really want to get out and run that thing. I've been competing with mine. It's fucking awesome. Bolt actions always fascinate me. Just left-handed always threw me. Okay, Bear. So now that's a whole other thing. I didn't catch that before. And I don't know how far back we are. So I got my wife a Winchester SPR, XPR in a lefty, and it's a really nice gun. And it runs good, and it's accurate. And I think they make X bolts in lefty too, but I'm not sure. Now, right now, I am super fucking pissed at Browning, where I used to be a Browning fanboy. And right now, I'm super pissed because I bought their Target Max in 6GT, and it is a fucking whore and shoots at 1.2 MOA, so I can't compete with it. So I just sent it back to them at no small fucking expense. And and they said it's not a warranty issue because they only warranty Browning only warranties their rifles at 1.5 MOA. So this is their top line Target Max fucking thing, and it doesn't shoot sub 1 MOA. So dear fucking God, it was expensive. So I'm super pissed at them. But I sent it back. So if they send it back to me as a 0.6 MOA gun, I will take back everything I said and just be like, okay, it was fucking bitch and a whore to get it done, but they did me right. Although I got a feeling they're going to fucking keep it for 6 months and then send it back to me and it'll be just as shitty as it ever was. And I'll want to fucking kill myself. Not really though. But I'll just be like making more and more videos about how fucking shitty they are as a company. And, but right now it's on hold because I've already made a bunch of videos about how shitty it is. But I'm on hold in hopes um, that they fix the fucking thing somehow. They said we'll send it back for lapping and check the crown, and I hope that's just code for yeah, we'll fix your fucking gun, bro. Just whatever. But I got a sinking feeling that they're gonna send me back the same fucking shitty rifle, um, and and then I'm just gonna rebarrel it. I'm just gonna get a fucking aftermarket barrel, and probably like an outlier just to add insult to injury. Although the outliers are for $300 are shooting amazing, um, and uh, and then get put a barrel on it because I'll already be in it for so much fucking money at that point, um, and and make a decent gun out of it. Um, but yeah, there's plenty of it. So Ruger makes plenty of lefties. You get let's see what else. Savage actually makes lefties, and you can get them on sale because like companies like Brunel's and Midway, they'll get a certain amount in, and then they can't sell them. So those things go fucking cheap in the sales. So you get yourself a Savage Axis in lefty, a Ruger anything in lefty, uh, Savage 110 lefty. Sorry. The correct answer for you is get a Tikka T3X in 6.5 Creed or any good caliber. It's the best fucking lefty gun factory rifle there is. Then that'll just be a buy once, cry once. They're around 800 to $1,000 on sale, and you're good to go. And that's it. That's the whole fucking story. Is yeah, just get a T3X Tikka. It's the best one. And that cures your whole lefty situation because it's the best lefty. I think my left eye is better than my right eye. It's more natural for me to shoot righty, but I feel like I see better out of my left eye. So I want to shoot my wife's lefty guns more, but and just shoot all lefty with them. Just practice with it and see if I can put something better together with it. It'll be a good exercise even if it doesn't work out. I shoot all her lefty guns anyway. I built her a left. Um, and also, Barry, you can get left eject AR 15 and AR 10 upper receivers and bolts. And I built her, all of her ARs are left eject. And I've got her 300 black, or maybe her 10-inch, her 10.5-inch 5.5, or 10.5 5.56, is a left eject, and I've got it undergassed, so it's ejecting at like 5 o'clock, and it's full of every fucking round hits me in the face. So I was just thinking last night I got to turn up the gas on that one. Sorry, so I'm gonna. Okay, let's see. Hold on. All right, hold on. Where were we? Oh shit. Okay, I run the CZ457 actions on my other one. I have Manners PRS stock. Okay, you got nice shit, Orange. Thank you for telling us about your guns. I want to hear more about them. Dread Maroon TNT. Fun fact, did you know that God killed 47 children for calling Elijah bald and 2 Kings, 223? I just want to know your opinion. My opinion, Dread Moron TNT, is that Jesus trolls are still trolls. So that's my opinion. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm scrolling around here. The MDTs are nice, but put another one on a TL3 action. Oh my God. With a proof bull, 6.5 works really nice. I bet it does. I love the ocean. You are so hot with. Thank you. I love the ocean. Please subscribe to the channel. It's funny, my dad is left-handed but shoots right-handed. He always told me to adopt. Well, that was much more the thing in their day and age. My wife's a lefty, and they used to like tie her hand behind her back or give her a pencil with spikes on it and shit. So they were just, it's just an excuse for sadism. But now you got lefty shit, and you can get it all on sale because they build too much of it and then they can't sell it. So for sure, the Tika TX3 is the best lefty, but and I'm not a Browning fan at the moment. Maybe that'll be. I sold my my super accurate Browning BLR lever gun when I was super pissed at them. Still need to order a trigger yet for it. What trigger do you like, Orange? What trigger? What's your what? Like I know Timony's really popular. I have not. Like I use the jarred triggers for the Howas and the Savages, and they're like 8-ounce triggers. But my buddies who are really like way further into the bench rest shooting line, they use like Bix and Andy triggers, and they use I don't even know what the fuck they're using, like quarter ounce triggers. You just breathe on them. Nice. Yeah, I love them. I've got a bunch of jarred triggers, and I really like them. And I have them on all my competition guns. Well, how do you like that 8-ounce Timney? I think 8 ounces is enough. I mean, most of my jards are 8 ounces. 3-ounce jarred, very nice. By the way, jarred so far has had great customer service. I have when I took the trigger out of the X-Bolt Target Max, it had a broken arm on it, and I called Jarred. It wasn't the first time I called Jarred. And they said, yep, just send it back, put a note on it. Good. I'm glad to hear the chimney works good. I haven't seen 8-ounce chimneys. I'll look for them, though. I might try one just to try it, but I've been really happy with the Jards on the Howas particularly. I was looking at the Jarred. Oh, I think I have a Jarred Savage trigger here, and I could have put it on the 300 PRC. I just wasn't in the mood to fucking dive in today. Um, but it's not a big deal to do it later. And I got to order shit like 2 more because I've got the one that I have I bought for the backdraft barrel, but now I have 1, 2, 3 more Savages to build. Got the 30 MOA rail last week. I was going to go with a 50 MOA, but been on back order forever. So I went with 40 MOA on the 300 PRC, but it came with a 20 MOA rail, and I just put a 20 MOA mount on it, figuring between the two I'll get 40 MOA and I'm good. What scopes are you using? What scope is? You know what? Yeah, tell me what scope are you using on your or scopes are you using? By the way, I want to thank you guys. I'm absolutely loving the conversation, both the lefty conversation and the 22 LR precision conversation. Because I've never had any conversations about 22 LR for precision rifle, and the thing that amazes me is these guys are shooting like they have a target and they've got all these fucking little silver dollar sized uh, targets on them, and they're just putting 2 or 3 in the center, and it just fucking amazes me. But that's not like 100 or whatever, and they do that with. My buddy was telling me he's trying to get me into shooting more bench rest stuff, and they with the full on bench rest. I knew you were gonna say you're running a fucking Night Force. You got like a oh my god. So I like run cheap shit. I've got like I've got like 15 Arkin scopes. Uh, Mostly because but I'm thinking about getting a Night Force, like an NX8, or even their 15 by 60 bench rest. What do they call it? The competitor. The problem is that most of them have the open reticle where it comes like to here, and then there's an open space in the middle. And I like the full crosshairs. I like to be able to put the full crosshair on a target, even though it obscures the target. I get to see the pies and the corners, make sure everything's equidistant. So, or at least a closer reticle with a point in the middle, with a dot in the middle that I could put in the center. Um, Here's the part I love about your comment. I run Night Force NX8s, plural. How many? So what's that? A $4,000 scope? How many of these have you got? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be. I'm not trying to look in your pocket, but but we're talking about really expensive scopes. So I been using like $600 scopes, just because like I haven't caved in to get a $2,000 or $3,000 scope yet. My buddy runs the Attacker on his Voodoo. I'd like to get one someday. Um, well, what is the NX8? Hold on. Hey, got to run. Mrs. Bear's calling me in for dinner later, guys. Bear, thanks for being here. Send our very warmest and best to Mrs. Bear. And we'll chat again soon. So what is the power on the NX8? The NX8S. What is the NX8? What's the magnification on that? And on your buddy's Attacker. So my buddy runs he's got like 4 competitors, and they all have the open the open reticle, and they're fucking second focal plane. So I had a second focal plane Athlon. It's a crap scope, but I shoot it, but I won a bunch of shit with it. But it's just really cloudy. It's not very good at that distance at 600. But and I hate that fucking reticle. But here, I should have done this a long time ago, but we'll do it now. Sorry, I'm off camera for a second. How's that? Better? See me? Sorry. Sorry, you have to see me better now. As it gets darker in here, I get better looking. 4 to 32, so, and that's enough, right? And for 600 yards, 32 is plenty. For 1,000 yards, so I'm running a 5 to 30, right? I just got a Bushnell 5 to 30. What is it? Match Pro, and it's like a $900 scope, and I got it on sale for like 6.25. And the glass is really clear, and it's got a decent reticle on it. And hold on, there's probably a remote control for this thing, but no, I gotta fucking turn it down a little bit. Tell me when. Obviously not now. I don't even know what these fucking buttons do. Hold on, I'm still here. Just fucking with the damn light now. That seems a little softer. The NX8 4 to 35 on the. Oh, and there's 4 to 35 on the attacker. See, I don't think there's much difference between a 30 and a 35. The biggest positive to running them on the rimfires and being able to actually watch and spot, can watch it fly the whole way to 200. Yeah. What's the what kind of velocity does 22 have? So I just put a 7 to 35 Arkin on my 300 PRC, and I haven't decided what I'll ultimately put on that or if it'll work fine. I mean, I suppose ultimately we're all, all going to end up with Night Force. But Arkin, so Arkin and Outlier were, oh, hold on. Good morning, brother. How is everything? What's up, Rakir B? Where are you that it is morning? Because it's like 5 in the afternoon here, 4 and 5 in the afternoon. You run standard sub right around 1,050 to 1,080. That's pretty slow. Yeah, I'm running 6GT at 3,000 and low change, and that's a little fast to watch. Plus, you can't even at 600. You can't fucking see it. It's 4 a.m. here. Okay. Well, good morning. Welcome in. Please subscribe. So this is basically a gun channel. There's just no guns in the frame. So we're talking about long distance competition rifles. So Arkin and Outlier were two different companies that were run by the same guys in Texas, and they had a Chinese partner. And the Chinese partner was the guy who owned the factory. He's also the guy that owns DNT. And so the guy who owns DNT was always like kind of pushing hard on the Arkin guys, not giving Arkin all the stuff that they needed to be super successful, but they were successful, and built up the company. But then the DNT guy kind of just fucked all the Arkin guys, and now the Arkin guys are, from what I understand, are kind of moving over to the Outlier side, and they're going to do Outlier barrels and pump up the Outlier stuff, and DNT is taking over Arkin because they had the controlling interest, and they just fucked the American guys out of it. So I just got a couple of Arkin EP5 7x35s from a former Arkin employee who's no longer an Arkin employee, but he's still an Outlier employee. But if it wasn't for that, I was going to get more of these Bushnell Match Pro 5x30s because for 5 to 30s, because I really like them. And I've got a Bushnell XTR, which is a 8 to 40, but it doesn't. It also has the kind of the reticle with the space in the middle. I think I forget what the fucking deal was with it. Just sort of a weird bitch of a scope. Like it's not intuitive, and I just haven't figured it out yet. But Oh, you got to run, watch a movie with the wife. Have a good night, Bruce. Good chatting. Very good chatting. Thank you for sharing all your PRs, all your 22LR stuff. I learned a lot. I love the stuff you're doing. Enjoy that ACC chassis. I love mine. Not because it's any better than any other chassis, but because it's so fucking sexy. You're gonna love shooting that thing. So anyhow, enjoy the movie. If you go high velocity, it becomes unstable. Start slow, and nothing changes. Um, I've shot a Dushka HMG. It was awesome. It's the Soviet equivalent of a Browning 50 cal machine gun. Right on. Well, where are you at? He said it's 4 a.m. Let's see. It was 5. Here's 11 hours time difference. I'm guessing it's 4 a.m. tomorrow where you are. You're in Eastern Europe somewhere. You're in Europe somewhere. You're 9 hours difference to 2 hours. Yeah, you're like in Central or Eastern Europe based on the time zone. I'm in Kurdistan. Right on. So what is this? So is Kurdistan is not Europe. It's like Asia. It's the Middle East. It's like somewhere in the India, Afghanistan area. I'm sorry, man. My geography gets fuzzy. Um, what do you call what? So what is Kurdistan, or what did it used to be called, or how? I'm sorry, man. I'm not fucking good with. Is it? Let's see. Is it like near Afghanistan and Pakistan? Because those are the stands that I know about. Sorry, man. I'm just not up on all the. So what are we calling those countries? What the fuck? I don't know, man. So how did you get to shoot the Dushka? Were you in the military, or does people have them, or like? And by the way, I apologize. I hope I haven't offended you. It was split to four regions after World War One between Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and Armenia. So what is the country that Armenia was warring with to? Oh, that's Azerbaijan. Well, that's having border disputes with Armenia. Kurdistan was split into four regions after World War One between Turkey, Syria, yeah, Azerbaijan. But that's not Kurdistan. Yes, ma'am. We're the only allies to U.S. after Israel in the Middle East. Well, thank you for that. And welcome in. Please subscribe to the channel. If you check out the videos and shorts on the channel, we've got lots of gun content, both ARs and both semi-auto and long-distance precision shooting and pistol stuff. I know I wasn't in the military, but I love guns, and I have a lot of friends who are in the military. So, are you guys allowed to own guns? Is it just like the Wild West there, where if you got the money, you can have whatever you want? So I shot a lot of Soviet guns. Well, that makes sense. There's a lot of guys in the U.S. who love AKs. Um, I just have always had ARs and enjoy the platform a lot. But they're always after me to get AKs. Not that you can't really get them in the state that I live in, Yeah, man, you can buy it after you have a weapon permit. So you just get one permit, and then you can get whatever the hell you want, including like full auto stuff. Like all the AKs there are full auto, I'm assuming, because it'd be stupid to have semi-auto AKs in countries that actually allow you to have guns. But I always take an AK platform over an AR. Well, tell me, why would you do that? And other than that, you have tons of AKs there. It's because you like the dependability of it. And I just have ARs, and for me, they've been super dependable. But and they're easy to build, and you get lots of parts for them, and the ammo's plentiful here. So for me, it makes a lot of sense to run ARs, and I have them in like a bunch of different calibers, and it's just super easy. They're all full auto, military grade, but you need a background check, and less than 10% of applications get the permit. Okay, so I would not have guessed that it was so organized there. So then, but so then are all of it, so they're all full auto military grade. So, but if you don't have the full auto background check, then so do you need so is it you can have a weapons permit, but you need a different permit for full auto, or is it that to get any gun you have to have a permit, and only 10% of the people get them? And I apologize for the asking about the distinction. I'm just confused. Or you can get one permit, and that entitles you to have pistols and all the regular shit, but you have to have another permit to get full auto, and only 10% of the people get them. Very, very informative, by the way. Oh, the Americans always joke here that it's safer in USA. Well, um, no, that's scary. Um, because it doesn't feel very safe in the USA. Um, but which is why we all own guns. It's the same permit you have to pass, and every gun has to be registered by the government when you get the permit. Well, here you have to. It depends on the state. Everything is run state by state, so there's 50 different states. They have 50 different gun laws, sets of gun laws. But for the most part, the way it's supposed to be is that you don't need a permit. You get all the guns are sold with a federal background check, and every time you buy a gun, you have to get the background check, and then you get the gun, and they have to be on a shall issue situation. So it's not a maybe. Just if you pass the check, you get the gun. And there's very specific reasons that you won't get one, particularly if you're a felon, you've committed a crime, that you're convicted of a crime that has more than 1 year jail sentence, and blah blah blah, or you have a history of institutionalization, or you're a habitual drug user, or you've disavowed your American citizenship. That's it. So there's reasons that you won't get it, but you have to fill it out for every gun. But they're not allowed to register the guns. They're not allowed to keep a registry of all your guns, although everyone pretty much knows that the government keeps that registry. Um, and then the different states try to make it harder and harder, even though they're not supposed to, um, because of the Second Amendment of the Constitution. Let's see. So my favorite assault rifles are Soviet, and for pistols, America all the way. Love the handgun you guys make. 1911 is one of them. I think 1911 and the Smith and Wesson MPs are like the only American-made pistols. Here we, I have 1911s, but I, carry Glocks. And I also have Walther PDP, which is an Austrian gun. That's an amazing gun, but I still carry the Glock. Um, and I also carry a little Ruger Max 9, which is a nice little gun. Um, but the 1911 has a fabulous trigger. And you can tune them, or a gun. If it takes more gunsmithing knowledge to tune a 1911 trigger than a Glock trigger. But like I can tune Glocks, but I can't really tune 1911s. Wouldn't take me much to learn how, but I just never have learned how to work on 1911s to any great extent. And like for my uh, Glock 47, which is like a 17, run a Glock performance trigger, and other than that, and that's a Glock trigger and a Glock gun. I don't mess with that one at all. For my Glock 48, which is a carry gun, I have a pretty heavily tuned trigger, but it's just down at like 4.5 pounds, because the trigger that comes in the 48 and the 43X are just dog shit. So that's about it. But I have, oh, sorry, I have about 4 1911s, maybe 5. I would die to get my hands on a 1911. I'm sorry you can't, man. Um, Glocks you're not a fan of at all. What is it about the Glocks that you're not a fan of? El El Radican, hello, welcome in. Please subscribe to the channel. Um, I happen to like the Glocks, but a bunch of 1911s. They're just heavy. Is the main reason I don't carry them. But I do have one that I compete with, but the PDP is set up as a race gun, and it's faster. And then but the Glock, I have so much confidence with the Glock that it just makes sense for me to run that in competitions. Brooke, what's up, Mason? Welcome in. Sorry I missed your live earlier. Um, it was like pretty early though. I wasn't in the mood. I saw you go live, but I think I was like not ready to be participating with YouTube that early this morning. Um, I know it's later for you. It's earlier here because I'm back in Washington. Um, just the whole gun is weird. Even when you shoot, it's just too light for me. I've shot a 1911 and loved it. 1911s are pretty epic. There's no question. I had like no connection. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Um, yeah, sorry about that. Oh, but I did go pick up a new precision rifle this morning. I picked up a Savage Precision with a M300 PRC with a MDT chassis. Um, both World Wars champ. Well, it didn't exactly. They were carried in both World Wars, but they didn't win the wars. Like there's a Navy SEAL dude, and I don't know his name, but he's got like long white hair and long beard, and he's like a gear guy. He's always talking about your chest rigs, chest harnesses, and he's talking about his experience in the war and whichever, probably Iraq. And he's always like, you run out of, and he carries like 14 full mags for his AR. He said, and because one time he ran out, and then he's stuck getting back to base with that fucking pistol, is the quote. Um, so and so basically, if you come down, if you're in a war zone, and you're active military in a war zone, and you're fucking down to your pistol, you're basically fucked. Um, so, but it was a great sidearm. They need a lot of cleaning. They don't run as good dirty, and um, I think even though Sig got the contract, I think we're going to end up with a Glock as a military sidearm, and and they fucking run. So they, um, through thick and thin. It's super dependable gun. The thing that's weird about them, there's no gun. There's no gun in my hands, but with the Glock, you gotta drive your. So they said 1911 points with your index finger. So when you hold the 1911, if you point your index finger, you're pointing the gun. The Glocks point with your thumb. So you've got to basically drive the nose of the gun down. So you're pointing with your thumbs in order to be on target. And I know for me, it's very natural because I run them a lot. And it doesn't even matter what fucking gun's in my hands um, because I don't know, I guess it's instinctive because when I have a 1911, I'm on with a 1911. When I have a Glock, I'm on with a Glock. So it's, I don't even think about it. So I think you're making a great point, Mason. I don't get why they wouldn't just contract the 226 instead of the 320. So I'm not really a SIG guy, but from everything I've heard, the 226 is the best gun SIG makes. Is it also the 229? Was it one of them was like a Navy contract gun, and they have anchors on them, which is kind of cool, or a Navy SEAL gun. But from everything I've heard, that's the best gun they had. But isn't that also an all metal gun, which is going to make it a lot more expensive and a lot heavier to carry? But everything I've ever heard is that the 226 is the best gun SIG makes. 229 is the larger caliber, if I remember right. So 229 is a 40. Okay, well, fuck that. 40's dead. But anyway, I think we'll end. I think we're going to end up with Glocks as the military sidearm. It would make a lot more sense than a fucking SIG that breaks and break. You know, that's got a lot of problems with shooting people in the dick. I think the 229 is 45 and 10. 226 is 9 and 40. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. But I've always heard good things. I just saw one for sale the other day, but I don't have any SIGs and I'm just not going to get them now. SIG is that bad, huh? Well, I don't know. You know, not that many of them, but they were having a little problem with them going off um, without touching them, which is always a bad look for a gun manufacturer. Um, but you know, most SIGs are great except for the ones they sold the military, except for the ones that got the military contract. Um, I don't got any, but the 226 and the 365 don't. Everything I've ever heard about 365 is all good. It's just kind of expensive, but you know, it's a my buddy has one. I've shot it. It's a great gun. It's you know what I like about it? I like guns when you don't think when you don't have to think about them. They just do what they're supposed to do. You don't have to think about it. And that's a great gun, and that's what I always thought the 365 was. You know, great gun, great trigger, right out of the box, does everything, and you don't have to think about it. Um, and I always liked it. I just never. But they're really small, you know, which isn't bad for carrying. It's a great carry gun. Um, but when it so what the fuck? I'm trying to remember what it was at the time, but I was already super deep in. I think I already had a Glock 48, which is a nice carry gun, and I already had this. I just didn't want to drop $700 on a 365, so I ended up getting a Ruger Max 9, which is the same size, holds 12 plus one, and it's a great fucking gun, and they're $300 here, 300 cheeseburgers, whatever. Let me see if we got comments that I'm not. Um, well, most SIGs are good, but the M17 and M18, they got problems with. The Max 9 don't seem bad. No, it's a good gun. It's like I don't remember if out of the box it had a 4.5 pound trigger, but after a few hundred rounds, mine's got a 4.5 pound trigger. Um, and they have a fiber optic, but they also are MOS, or they're optic ready. So I have red dots on them, I have holosuns on them, and so I don't even think about the fiber optic sight. But yes, it comes in fiber optics front sight. I don't remember if the rear sights are blacked out um, or if they're tritium or whatever. because I just like I don't even see them because I just look through the red dot. But there's a funny thing with the trigger that works out great for me. So the trigger is got a pin it's got a hole in the top and it's on a bar. So the trigger itself, it doesn't matter what direction it goes in, side to side or corner to corner, because it always goes, it always goes off and you pull it back. So it doesn't matter the if your trigger pulls off to the side or not, because it just doesn't fucking matter what direction you're pulling it, because it's not anchored so much that if you're off to the side on the trigger, it pulls the gun. It doesn't. So, well, I want to read this comment. I once shot an AR M4 clone made in Turkey. It was chambered 9mm pure shit, jammed 3 times. Well, so I don't know which one that might have been. I'm trying to think I'm trying to think if any of the Turkish, we see a lot of Turkish shotguns in AR and AK patterns in the U.S., but can't think of any Turkish ARs that are in the U.S. market. Um, but generally speaking, ARs, are ubiquitous here. It's most common nowadays. They call them modern sporting rifles, but it's the most popular gun in the U.S. They're manufactured fucking everywhere. Although most of them are through just a couple of different companies for the lowers and the upper receivers and the bolts, and sold. Oh, the G-force jawbone. Okay. Um, I thought that was that a 9mm. So Rakir is in Kurdistan. So he's not seeing the same guns that we are in the U.S. But yeah, they're like you could just get a stripped lower receiver here and put whatever lower parts kit in it, of any quality, and I don't think there's a whole lot of difference in the quality of the lower parts. And you get an upper receiver and you can put a high end barrel on it, put a stock, there's just so much fucking shit here. You can put them together any way you want. And most people will buy a complete gun and never use it. But, I just buy, upper receivers and barrels and hand guards. And, there's only like 5 parts in an upper receiver. There's a barrel, a gas block, a gas tube, the actual receiver, and a hand guard and a muzzle device. And you can get those in any quality, the company, and I always go with good barrels and not expensive other stuff. Yeah, it's 9mm on air style lower, real cheap. I was actually looking at one. Um, so if you want to go cheap, and you just get an X-Star EP9, and it's polymer except for the barrel, the trigger, and the safety. Um, and they fucking run like nobody's business. You can't fucking break them. They never need to be lubed, and they weigh half what an AR9 weighs, and they have some kind of roller delay or some kind of delay in the trigger that makes the trigger pull really light. So you got half the weight of a AR trigger, or half the recoil of an AR9. And half the weight, so it makes no sense at all. The things run like nobody's business, and they take lock mags, of course. And other than that, I'm a big Foxtrot Mike fanboy, and I love the Foxtrot Mike AR9. So that's my advice for 9mm ARs is for a true AR9. Foxtrot Mike makes great shit, and but the X-Star EP9 is like 4.5, and it's ridiculously good. Yeah, you've got stuff that are really rare by American standards because they never see the American market. Um, and but I'm sure they're especially all the commie block guns are super plentiful, and they also have a ban on importing Russian ARs and Russian everything into the U.S. So you can't get any of the Russian ARs, but I think the Finnish ones, I think like the R 82 or the R62 or so. Those are like the really good ones. Um, and the Romanian ones, I think, is Zastava's Romanian. I don't know because I don't know shit about AKs. There's a great video about Kurdistan guns by Gucci Guns. It'll give you an idea on how our market guns work. You should check it out. If I remember it, I will. Not gonna lie, I really can't get past how the EP9 looks. Yeah, it's just got that weird uh, rail, and it's a plastic rail, so not everything fits on it, and you got to make sure it's all tight. But once you get past how it looks, like because you shot it, you'd be like, "Holy shit, this thing's fucking ridiculous," because it is. It's not a so, but yeah. So go Foxtrot Mike, you'd be super happy. It just weighs twice as much and has more recoil. Moist, what's up? Welcome in. I just got the EP9. It's kind of funky, but it's nice. Well, congratulations on getting it. If I was gonna go, so many dudes will diss 9mm ARs because it's not 5.56. But I think what they don't realize is it's a great home protection gun. It's a great urban warfare gun, if there is such thing as urban warfare. Um, because it's what you got a roughly 50 to 100 yard range with 9mm. But for close in, it's a great platform, and the EP9 is just stupidly good for what it is. It's ridiculous. Um, it just looks a little funky, but I have my wife. We have it set up with a can. It's just fucking great. Um, I can't afford 5.56. I think I usually get it at about 40 cents a round, which is twice the price of 9mm. I'm paying like 21, 22 cents a round for blazer brass. But you know, I just 5.56 it's just a lot is all, and 9mm suppresses really fucking like nothing. Very only thing that suppresses better than 9mm is like 22, right? I mean 9mm suppresses way better than 300 blackout, and that's 300 blackout's like 70 cents to a buck around, a buck and a quarter around. So it's I'm like 300 blackout is just like double the range of 9mm, but it's still a shit, and it's quiet. But I have a bunch of 300 blackout uppers, and I still prefer to shoot like I think I have 11 and a half 5.56 with a can on it. I prefer that all day long. Something about it that just feels right. Where 300 blackout always feels kind of wrong. Gustave is Serbian made. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. 9mm HP is probably less over penetration than 5.56 in an apartment building where I have to worry about my neighbors. Exactly. And that's very true. But 9mm still over penetrates. Probably 12 gauge with number 4 buckshot is a really good choice for not over penetrating, but it's super fucking loud indoors, and like crazy loud. And I have a 12 gauge. I have like a Tokarev with a can, and it's just stupidly loud even with the can. So I don't. So and I did have that set up with number 4 buck, but which is devastating. But they say it's better for that it doesn't over penetrate. But if you're just shooting through 2 layers of drywall, I don't think anything's going to be good for that. 9mm will over penetrate also, but you got a limited number of choices for apartment buildings, and first you got to protect your family, and then you got to worry about the fallout. 20 round for 11 versus $12 for 50 Blazer 9mm is just a better deal. So, and that's just at the gun store. But if you buy 1,000 rounds, you're looking at 200 and $25 for Blazer brass, roughly. 225 cheeseburgers for Blazer. So what is it? 20 cents a round. So you got 22. You got 20 cents a round times 5 is $1. So it's like $10 for 50 rounds. It's fucking cheap. Um, and by the way, so with the EP9, um, well, I mean, I'd be shooting 124 grain or 147 grain, but 147 grain suppresses really, really nice. And for a close in, you don't. I mean, 9 millimeters all you really need. For if I was going to run for home defense, which I run 9 mil and Glock 47. I run 124 grain Federal HST, and that's like 50 cents a round. But you know, but in the XR EP9 or the Foxtrot mic, I would run it with a can. I'd run 147 grain. I don't think they have HST in 147 grain, but I get like, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's law enforcement, 147 grain law enforcement overruns, but it's still federal. I wish I could get a can, but the prices of those are also still insane. The can costs as much as the gun itself or more. Entirely true. I have a JK Armaments Versa X can in 9 millimeter, and it's about $450. But at least you don't have the tax stamp anymore. So how much would 7.62x39 cost in the U.S.? So I don't know the answer to that, but somebody else here probably will. But it's expensive and it's hard to get, and everyone here is complaining. Well, 400 to 500 for 1,000 rounds of 7.62 is about the same price as the price of AR ammo. But the problem is it's not super available. It's a limited availability in the U.S. Probably because there's a war in Europe going on that uses, both sides use 7.62x39. Costs 50 cents for a pair of bullets. That's how it's sold here, per pair. So that's 25 cents a round. That's half the price as you're getting it here. Yes, 2 bullets. Dang, 25 cents for 7.62 is pretty sweet. And I don't shoot it, so I don't know. But from what I understand, everyone's always griping that they can't find 1,000 rounds of 7.62. I don't know if they're looking on AmmoSeek or not, but oh hell yeah, man! Put a 75 round drum mag and dump it. So that's $35. Oh, what the hell? I think we're paying 40 cents a round for 5.56 here. All right. Right, that's a lot of packaging. That's crazy. 35 packs. Most of the time I see 7.62, it's like 70 cents a round. Yeah, very cheap, but 5.56 is not cheap here. Well, yeah, that's distribution. I mean, that's just you live in the, well, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I assume that 7.62 is going to be 7.62x39 is going to be a lot cheaper in a country where you've got primarily AKs available to begin with, because they're probably not importing a lot of it. J-Dog has returned to the building. I ain't mag dumping the 2 drums I have. Those are reserved for shit hits the fan. Well, for shit hits the fan, 2 drums is probably only going to be about the first first couple of firefights. Most of why I have all 9mm 22 LR. Almost every other caliber is too high for plinking. Well, yeah, and I think we're paying about, like, if you like, last time I bought 22 long rifle was in bricks. It was in like, I think I bought 5,000 rounds at a nickel a round. I haven't bought it, and I don't even touch that. Right, that's just sitting in the bottom of the ammo safe, and I get like CCI stingers, mini mags, for just shooting. Just so we have a thing that big for taking to the range, or a gila or whatever. Allegedly $1.50 per built. I don't know what that is. West Beans, I want to get a 22 mag or a 17 HMR because it's similar price as 9mm. Well, I mean, shit, just run the 9mm. You already got it. You already got the X-Star. Have fun with that. That's a great gun, by the way. You're going to be very happy with it in the long run. Every time fucking run that gun, it just always runs, and it's stupid amount of fun. I get the Federal Auto Match. It's like $20 for 325, but the CCI Mini Mags are 11 for 100. It's a nicer deal, but the Auto Match doesn't work in semi-auto very well. I love my Henry Mare's Leg too. Right on. What caliber is your Henry in? Is it a 20? I don't know what calibers the Mare's Legs come in. Is it a 9mm or 38 357 or? My wife has a 22 long rifle Henry lever, and I just bought her a Golden Boy for Christmas. She hasn't fired yet, but and also a 22 long rifle. But she has a lot of fun with those guns, and but my preference for the reason I prefer the CCI is because it's not waxed. You know what? And when it comes in those little separate, they're in the little grid with each bullet being separate. They're not waxed, so they feed a lot better. Because 22's got plenty of fucking problems already, and that waxy shit does not help. EDC, what's up? Welcome in. I think the Mare's Leg would work best on 22 LR. So there's nothing to fucking hold on to. Shit, 357 for $30 a box is a good deal. I also saw an MP42 for sale for 200 in my country. But if you could get it, right, get that permit and get that fucking thing. 150 for the PPSH. I'm not sure what that is, but the Mare's Leg is about the same weight as the X-Star, so it's easy to hold up since I'm weak. Okay. But if there's no stock, right? So the 22 LR, it's not going to matter. Yeah, auto match jammed every single round. It didn't feed right through my old 22 I had. They have the STG 44 and 22 LR. I want to get someday. Interesting. Right on. I'm like, so other than all the fucking guns I got today and that I have sitting here waiting to build into precision rifles, I just don't even have a list of guns to buy anymore. Right. But hey, you got it, so enjoy shooting it. Also, you've got it, it's just the chopped off stock. So you're holding it like this, but there's nothing to, I suppose you can hold it up against your eye because you don't need the stocks. I wouldn't get the Mare's Leg in anything other than 22, but I wouldn't get the Mare's Leg anyway. Because there's nothing there. I don't buy ammo online. I got 40 per month for ammo on disability. I don't have credit cards, so I want to save up and get 1,000 rounds of 9mm for my birthday. All right. Well, I hope it works out, and happy birthday. It's going to be hard to. I mean, if you're saving up, you don't have credit cards. I mean, if you're buying it for $12 a box, that's still what, 40 cents a round? That's too much. You just got to find somewhere locally that'll sell 1,000 rounds in bulk. Then you got to carry it. It's fucking heavy. Stop to the car. somebody else to carry it for you. So it's good that you still have an ammo budget for while you're on disability. I'm getting kind of tired, and I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. So let's. Anybody got anything they want to? Is there anything we haven't covered that we need to cover? Nope. Sorry, I'm not caught up. Yeah, 44 mag mare's leg is crazy. I think so. It's crazy. It's in July. Plenty of time to save, so they sell it in the hunting store. I buy it right on. Get my lady to carry it. Good for you. She definitely lifts 130. I'm 98. I barely lift 20. Well, yeah, I don't know what you're not very 98. There's not probably a lot of muscle on you. Yeah, man, visit Kurdistan. You would love it. Mountains and guns and great food. I believe all that. I am not really into traveling. I like staying home. I just went to Florida for a week to see family, and I'm from there, so I don't mind it, because I know the area really well. But I mostly just my wife wants to go everywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. Um, right. Well, I'm not scrawny. I'm fat as fuck. So I'd like to get scrawny. I'd like to get leaner though. Not as fat as I am, less fat than I was, and hopefully continue to be less fat. With that said, I think we're gonna have a pizza. We're going to frozen pizza for dinner. Just so I don't have to go out. Unless my wife is going to opt for the lasagna, which is why are you trying to gain with the feeding tube? But I just stay under 100 pounds. I should weigh 140 for my height. I don't know exactly what's going on, man, but it sounds like you got a difficult situation over there. I traveled to Culver's. I don't know what's Culver's. Is that the sporting goods store or a restaurant? Send me 30 pounds, right? Dude, I would love to send you 50. Making pork roast for dinner. When my lady gets home at 1 a.m., it should be done after cooking 8 hours. You do it in the crock pot, throw in lots of potatoes. Potatoes are the way to get fat or put weight on. The meat, you ain't going to gain any weight from eating meat. You gotta, potatoes. No, yeah, I got cystic fibrosis, but I managed. I I don't even know exactly what that is, bro. I'm really sorry. But I understand that's a physical, like a muscle condition, like a muscle wasting condition. Oh man, stay safe. God bless you. All have a great rest of your day. All love. Rakir, welcome in, man. Please subscribe to the channel and come visit us. It's been a pleasure having you in. And I don't say that lightly because so many people come in that aren't a pleasure to talk to, and you've been great. So welcome in, and we'll hope to see you again on the channel. And please subscribe, and we'll get you in on all these channels, all the Gun Bro channels. Everyone will enjoy chatting with you. Yep. Got lots of potatoes, onion, and carrots in there, but the pork has decent fats. Indeed, it does. But fat makes you lose weight. If you eat, it takes your body more energy to burn the fat than you get from the fat. So eating fat makes you lose weight. So you're not looking for the fat. You want the carbs that's in the potatoes, and that's what makes you lose weight. This is with the lungs. Oh, I think I missed something. Messing with the lungs and pancreas. Life expectancy about 30 to 50 years old. That's not great, but shit. So many people don't make it anywhere past that anyway. But hang in there, bro. Have a good evening, Bruce. Enjoy your pizza meal. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be. So my wife loves chicken parmesan, and she had chicken parmesan at a bunch of fancy restaurants in Florida, and none of it was good. And there's like one restaurant less than a mile from where we live. And they make a great chicken parmesan. And everywhere we went, even these fucking super expensive fancy restaurants, they're like, no, this isn't fucking good. It's not even. So I might take her down the street to the restaurant. I don't think she's gonna want to go out tonight, but because we were traveling. Um, but um, but uh, anyway, um, but I would take her out for the good chicken parm just because it's so good down the street. Um, hold on. Chicken bacon ranch pizza around here is good, but it's also greasy. Um, so I'm not because I'm from New York, so I don't really like pizza on chicken, but they do make a chicken stuffed crust Walmart stuffed crust pizza that is really good. And I figure if it's coming from Walmart, it's not really pizza anyway. So I don't mind the chicken ranch pizza from there, and it's pretty good. Um, and Brooke, I don't mention the pizza to give you any kind of torment. Um, Susan, I kind of feel your pain. Can't seem to gain no matter what you eat. I prefer Hawaiian with green peppers and Canadian bacon. So if we're gonna go Canadian bacon and pineapple on the pizza, you got to have the jalapenos to balance out. Like again, not a traditional pizza, but Canadian bacon, pineapple, and jalapeno rocks. Get the little bite in there. Brookside, you must have a fast metabolism. Pineapple on pizza is diabolical. It is. Mason, I think you need to be getting the pizza over at Round Table and stay the fuck away from you know where. People born before 1998 weren't tested for cystic fibrosis, although maybe if you get a sweat test, see if you're a carrier of it. Salty and sweet is so good. Probably something like that Seuss Scrawny Gang. Well, I'm done having kids, so I don't think it matters if I carry it and my kid didn't get it, so I'm probably not a carrier. I have to try adding jalapenos to the mix. Yeah, I would just do just the pickled jalapenos is probably like enough heat for that and enough tang for that versus going full on like fresh jalapenos will really let you know they're there. Um, right on. Yeah, no, I like some heat too, but I prefer it with like pepperoni and crushed red peppers and that. Most people with cystic fibrosis can't have kids. I'm sterile, but my parents were both carriers and didn't have the disease, so it's dumb. Well, I'm sorry you got it, man. So it sounds like a rough road. 1% of people have cystic, it's pretty rare. You know what you see in a lot, and it's not of the same caliber, but you see tons of people with celiac now. That didn't, it wasn't a thing when I was young. Um, Pepperoni dipped in ranch. Oh no, man. So I don't like ranch. So like I'll tolerate. My wife fucking loves ranch, but I'll tolerate it every now and then. But I'm not a ranch fan at all. Yeah, yeah. My future my wife's my kid's fiance has celiac, and they were just with us in Florida, so we just have to be conscious of that and give them go to places that they can basically places that serve meat because uh, or rice, but not with meat everywhere, or not with wheat, not meat, wheat, not wheat everywhere. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Anything else? Yeah, even a bit of gluten and they are sick. Yeah, it's rough. Kablamo. Well. Thanks for swinging in. We are wrapping it up. Unless you guys ain't going to let me wrap it up. Kablamo. Wait. Oh, man. Fucking, I'm like fading out on you guys. And it's like barely 6 o'clock. Kablamo, did I hear that you had something with 2.5 million views on Facebook? That's insane, bro. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's 2.5 million views. If I get 1,000 views on a short, it's great. That's super cool. Fuck, if you could do that all the time, you'd be able to get some real monetization out of it. Pay for your ammo addiction. Didn't think bread could be made without flour. Well, have you seen? They have pizza at Costco that has cauliflower flour, and it's not that great, but it's something. Um, well, I think the problem is in this country, the flour is so processed and it's in everything that people can't deal with it. Because I've heard that a lot of people, with celiac, if they go to Europe, they can eat all the bread they want there. So it's a different strain of bread. There's a different strain of wheat, and it's not as processed. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to kill it right now. Ready? Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for the conversation. Take care, Mr. Bruce Banner. Be safe and God bless. Beans, thank you too, brother. Enjoy your stew tonight and hang in there. Enjoy your shooting. And Gablamo, thanks for coming in. I look forward to having lots of ammo conversations with you, like reloading conversations. Mason, thanks for coming in. You know, it's funny because on the table, here, I turn it around, Kablamo, sorry, that's my finger on the thing. On the table that I have the phone propped on is got all my cups full of bullets that I've measured and sorted for all the precision rifle shit. I don't know if you can see all that. Assume you can. Where is it? There. No. And I'm getting ready to put all these away because I fucking don't have enough of any of these to shoot. So I'm going to put them all in bags and save them until the next time I sort. And then I'm going to measure up one of these bags full of lots of moolah. Oh, yeah. This one. I'm going to sort these into cups like these. You know, talk to Kablamo about that because I don't make any pistol calibers. I don't have any dies for pistol calibers. Those are all my 105 Bowtail hollow point Hornadies for 6 ARC, 6 GT, 6 Creedmoor, all my 6mm. They're all 243s basically. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here. Appreciate y'all. And we're done.